Afternoon, as we have now passed the noon hour, I now call to order the fifth meeting of the House State Government Committee. Thank everyone for being here with us today. Just a couple of real quick things and I go over this every week. Please remember to silence your cell phone. For those in the room, if you have to leave out for a specific reason and miss a vote, please get the attention of myself or one of the staff here if you come back in and would like to record a vote. If you'd like to explain your vote as we move through the process today, I would ask you please to then cast your vote first, and then I will allow you to give your explanation. As is my policy here in this committee, we always begin with prayer and the Pledge of Allegiance. So I'm going to ask you to stand, please, and Representative Imes is going to open us in prayer, and then we will do the Pledge of Allegiance. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, Representative Imes. Madam Secretary, would you please call the roll at this time?
Representative Decker.
Present.
Representative Donworth.
Here.
Representative Gentry. Representative Griffey. Representative Hancock.
Here.
Representative Hodgson. Here. Representative Huff.
Here.
Representative Imes.
Present.
Representative Johnson.
Here.
Representative Lehman. Representative Lewis.
Here.
Representative Maddox. Representative Proctor. Representative Tate.
Here.
Representative Thompson.
Here.
Representative Tipton.
Here.
Representative Williams. Here. Representative Whitten.
Here.
Vice Chair Raymer.
Here.
Chair Hale.
Here. We do have a quorum today, and we are constituted to do business in this committee. Again, welcome to everyone. Our first item on the agenda today, we do have 4 items, so we want to be cognizant of everybody's time. The first item on the agenda is House Bill 220, which is sponsored by Representative John Blanton. This is an act relating to pension spiking in the systems that is administered by the Kentucky Public Pension Authority. Welcome, Representative Blanton. If you would please introduce yourself for the record, then you may proceed.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chairman and members of the committee. Thank you all for allowing me to be here this afternoon. My name is John Blanton. I'm the representative for the 92nd District. I come before you today to present House Bill 220, which is dealing with pension spiking. This bill is I guess some degree, a correction of a bill that we passed last year dealing with the same issue. If you will recall, in 2022, we gave pay raises to state employees that under the system, the retirement system, declared them as being spiking even though they were across the board raises. So last year I brought House Bill 30, which codified the court language that ruled because it was across the board raises, it was not considered spiking. And it's totally upon me. I didn't realize that when doing so that we lost a 2-year period during this court time period that people retired that had received those pay raises. But my bill last year only went back to the time of the court ruling. So all this does is back up to July 1st of 2022.
I'm sorry, we do have a motion and a second on the bill. Before we proceed to any discussion, we do have an individual that is signed up today that would like to speak in favor. Mr. Tristan Truesdale, am I saying that correct? Please come forward, sir. And if you wouldn't mind, sir, make sure that your mic there is pulled close to you and that very bright green light is shining, and please introduce yourself for the record, and then you may proceed.
Okay. Thank you, sir, for letting me speak. My name is Tristan Truesdale. I'm a retired captain from the Kentucky State Police. I retired in 2021. My simple ask of the committee would be to look at this and maybe do the retroactive date back to 2021, and let me explain very briefly why.
Briefly, please.
Yes, sir. I was part of the CVE division for 24 years. In 2019, we were afforded pay parity with the traditional troopers, which brought our pay up quite significantly. I was hit with pension spiking when I retired in 2021. We were given that pay parity as part of the Chapter 16 salary schedule, and it would have very little impact on the budget versus the impact it would have on my household, myself. So 3 very, very, very quick items. Number one, this is obviously an issue because it's been brought up several times before. Number two, I believe there's been testimony, and Representative Blanton can correct me or back me up on this. The retirement board for the old timers, the retirement board, KPPA, has basically said that it would have very little impact to the budget, and I would just ask that you consider moving the retroactive date back to 2021, so I can be afforded what I have earned for my 27 years of service.
Thank you, sir, for your testimony today. I appreciate that, and I think we certainly understand and appreciate what you have said to us. There is a possibility that this could be something that could be worked out later on as we move forward with this bill, but actually currently we will be just voting on the bill as it is today, and there may be a possibility that we could look at that as we proceed. But thank you very much. Do we have any questions or comments on House Bill 220 for Representative Blanton? Yes, Representative Tate, go right ahead, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Representative Blanton, I appreciate you bringing this bill forward, and I appreciate you acknowledging that there was maybe I'll use the word error on your part, maybe. And I appreciate you saying that because very seldom do we hear that. So just for the record, can you talk about the fiscal impact of this bill?
So based on the AA, it's saying it would have a 0.01% impact to the CER's non-hazardous, and a 0.06% to the hazardous. So virtually very little impact.
And are those the numbers that we're looking at are millions, right?
That is correct.
Okay. All right. Great. Thank you very much. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Any other discussion or comments or questions? Seeing none, Madam Secretary, please call the roll at this time.
Representative Decker,
Yes.
Representative Donworth,
Yes.
Representative Gentry,
Yes.
Representative Griffey, Representative Hancock, Representative Hodgson, Representative Huff,
Yes.
Representative Imes,
Yes.
Representative Johnson, Representative Lehman, Representative Lewis,
Yes.
Representative Maddox, Representative Proctor,
Yes.
Representative Raymer,
Yes.
Representative Tate,
Yes.
Representative Thompson,
Yes.
Representative Tipton,
Yes.
Representative Williams,
Yes.
Representative Witten,
Yes.
Chair Hale.
Yes. House Bill 220 passes with favorable expression with 17 yea votes, 0 no votes, and no pass votes. This should do the same on the House floor. Thank you, Representative Blanton, for your presentation today. Good bill. Appreciate you being with us.
Thank you,
And thank you,
Mr.
sir, for
Chairman,
being
and
with us
thank you,
today as
members
well.
of the committee.
As we move to item number 2 on our agenda today is House Bill 467, House Bill 467 is sponsored by Representative DJ Johnson, and this is an act that relating to real property. Representative Johnson, you know the process, sir. Please come to the table, and your guest. Ladies, make sure that your green light is on, bright green light is on your microphone. Representative Johnson, please introduce yourself and also have both of your guests introduce yourself, and then we will proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, members of the committee. I'm DJ Johnson, State Representative for the 13th District, Davis County, and I will allow my guests to introduce themselves as well.
Shelley Hampton, Director of Government Affairs, Kentucky Association of Counties.
Emma Wilson with the Kentucky League of Cities.
Thank you all very much, ladies, for being with us. There is a proposed committee substitute to House 467. Is there a motion on the proposed committee sub? There is a motion by Representative Whitten. There is a second by Representative Huff. Is there any discussion on the proposed committee sub? All in favor of adoption of the committee substitute, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed likewise? The committee substitute is now adopted before us. Representative Johnson, you may proceed explaining to us House Bill 467 as amended by the committee substitute.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. What House Bill 467 addresses is this. House Bill 467 addresses the important issues related to the responsible management and disposal of surplus state-owned real property. We're talking about land. State-owned properties are assigned to cabinets and agencies for oversight, use, and maintenance. Currently, the only way, the predominant way of getting rid of or putting up for sale state-owned property that's not being used is for the agency to identify the property as being surplus or excess. It goes through a process with finance and administration and is eventually put on the market for bid. The key part of that is that it takes the agency to identify the property up front before any other step can take place. Should the property be overlooked or the agency simply overwhelmed with their own responsibilities and they really can't do anything with the property or don't notice the property, it can sit dormant and effectively state-owned property is not being used to its most efficient method. What 467 will do is it creates a transparent process allowing local governments up front, and that's the key part, to notify the state of an interest in abandoned or underutilized state-owned property, encouraging productive reuse and collaboration between the state and local entities. Additionally, what 467 does is it establishes clear responsibility for maintenance and security of state-owned real property throughout the disposal process, protecting both the value of the property and public safety. And what 467 will accomplish is, when codified, it will allow private citizens and local governments to be more involved in the efficient use of state-owned properties that would otherwise be wasted. It will empower them to identify valuable properties that they can use for economic development or community service applications, ensuring that state-owned properties are used in the most efficient way possible. For these reasons, I respectfully ask for your support of House Bill 467 and appreciate your leadership in considering this legislation. And I am available to answer any questions, as are my guests.
I'm sorry, Representative Whitten made the motion. Representative Tate seconded the motion. Before we do proceed, if we have any questions, Representative Johnson, I want to just ask this, and I think and I know you stated this in your presentation, but this is just for land. This is just for land.
Correct. We're talking about exactly that. We're not talking about selling desks or anything like that. This is land property that has been identified as either underutilized or not being utilized whatsoever and sitting dormant.
Okay, my next question on that is there quite a bit of this land this is not being utilized? Is this something just some localized, or are you finding this quite in several areas?
Well, that's a great question, Mr. Chairman, and the answer is I don't know. I've asked that question of Finance Administration. Haven't really, honestly, and I'm not trying to dump on them, but I haven't really got a good answer as to what kind of properties we're talking about. I can tell you in my own county, in Davis County, we thought there was one property. As it turns out, there's at least two, and maybe more than that, just in one county. So How big of an issue this is indeterminate, but I think there's ample opportunity for properties to be put back into good uses for the state. And I will just.
Would you ladies either one like to expound on that?
By the way, Mr. Chairman, I just want to point out, we have KCO and KLC at the same table, of a like mind, and I'm excited about that. And they're going to hit me up later about that, but I couldn't help saying something.
We do have a couple of questions. Representative Williams, go ahead, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I can give you a real-world example how this would affect my county. So there was a piece of property owned by the Transportation Cabinet, 200-plus acres. We had a developer, not even a developer, a company, looking for making economic and development investment in this particular area. It had to do with some transmission lines and such. And it was owned by the Transportation Cabinet. They kind of wrote it off as junk. They don't do much with it. So our county reached out to them. Transportation said, well, it's got to go through finance. Finance says, well, it needs to go through transportation. And now we've been about 8 months into this. The economic development person has moved on to another location, and we lost a significant investment in our county because no one would make a decision on it. So I think this is a great bill, and I'll be fully supportive of it.
Thank you.
Representative Tipton.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Appreciate y'all bringing this. I know it's a big issue. I'm going to put my real estate hat on here a minute, and just for clarity, you referenced this is about land. The bill refers to real property. So just so people don't misunderstand, we're not talking about vacant land. This could be any real property, whether it's vacant or has a building on it, correct?
Correct.
Just for clarity. Thank you.
Representative Dunworth.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I think this is a great bill. My question is making sure that we have clear language on how would the price negotiations work between a local government petitioning for the abandoned or underutilized property to the state government. How would they reach the pricing for it?
It's a good question. Thank you for the question. And so there is already a process for disposition of state-owned property that's identified as excess or not being used. And very briefly, that process is if it is identified as something that perhaps should be put up for bid, the agency goes to Finance Administration. Finance Administration, in turn, asks all the other agencies in state government if they have any interest in the property. Should they not have any interest, their next step is to go to the local government and offer them effectively the right of first refusal. And if the local government wants it, at that point, there's standards and processes in place currently in statute that make sure that whatever they do with the property, it's disposed of at fair market value. So this won't change that process any. It's simply putting the local government and private citizens at the front end of the process as opposed to waiting till the end.
Great. Thank you for that clarification.
Any other questions? Seeing no further questions, we do have a motion and a second on House Bill 467 as was amended by the committee substitute. Madam Secretary, would you please call the roll at this time?
Representative Decker. Yes. Representative Donworth.
Yes.
Representative Gentry.
Yes.
Representative Griffey. Representative Hancock.
Yes.
Representative Hodgson. Yes. Representative Huff.
Yes.
Representative Imes.
Yes.
Representative Johnson.
Yes.
Representative Lehman. Representative Lewis.
Yes.
Representative Maddox. Representative Proctor.
Yes.
Representative Raymer.
Yes.
Representative Tate. Representative Thompson.
Yes.
Representative Tipton.
Yes.
Representative Williams. Yes. Representative Witten.
Yes.
Chair Hale.
Yes. House Bill 467, as amended by the committee substitute, passes with favorable expression with 17 yea votes, 0 no votes, 0 pass votes. This should do the same on the House floor. Thank you, Representative Johnson. Thank you, ladies,
Thank you, Mr. Chairman
For
and
being-
committee members.
with us today. The next item on our agenda today is House Bill 516. which is sponsored by Representative Chris Lewis. House Bill 516 is an act relating to retirement benefits for probationary employment. Representative Lewis, please come to the desk as you are, and please make sure your lights are on and your guests as well. Representative Lewis, for the record, please introduce yourself. Then I will have both of your guests introduce themselves, and then we will proceed.
Yeah, Representative Chris Lewis from House District 29 in Jefferson County.
David Cockrell, State FOP.
Jeff Taylor, Legislative Affairs Director for the Kentucky Professional Firefighters.
Thank you, gentlemen. Representative Lewis, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I appreciate the opportunity to present House Bill 516 to you today. This bill has been a collaboration between the Kentucky Fraternal Order of Police, the Kentucky Professional Firefighters, with significant input from the Kentucky League of Cities. Additionally, we presented the bill before PPLB committee last week. The intention of this legislation is to address two primary concerns for newly hired police officers and firefighters who work for CERS agencies that use a probationary period for retirement and benefit coverage. Currently, no employee or employer contributions are paid during a probationary period, so the employee is not provided retirement service or coverage during that period of time. Additionally, during the probationary period, an employee is not provided in line of duty death or disability benefits in the event of a disablement or death due to a traumatic work-related event. Section 1 of House Bill 516 would simply amend KRS 61.552 to allow employees who served in a probationary position under 12 months to purchase service credit for that time period as long as the following conditions are met. The employee must have successfully completed the entire probationary period with the same employer, averaged 100 or more hours of work per month, remain employed by the same participating employer at the time of the service purchase, and they must purchase the service credit within 6 months of successfully completing the probationary period. The cost of the probationary service is required to be equal to the employee and employer contributions that would have been payable had the employee been employed in a regular full-time position. So any cost of the retirement system would be offset. An individual employer could elect to pay the employer contributions on behalf of the employees, or the employee could choose to pay both and use payroll deductions over a period of time. Section 2 of the bill would amend KRS 78.510 to redefine the terms employee, member, and participant solely for purposes of benefits payable to a person employed in a full-time or probationary position to include employees who become disabled or die as a result of an act in the line of duty or as a result of duty-related injury. Any fiscal impact associated with this change would be minimal simply because of the infrequency and unpredictability of these type of events. The bottom line is that if these men and women are going out into our communities, they're putting their lives on the line every day, and they, God forbid, become disabled or die while in the line of duty during that probationary period, we quite frankly owe it to them and their families to do the right thing and make sure that they're taken care of. And this bill will ensure just that. Thank you, Mr. Chairman and members of the committee. My guests may have some brief comments, and I'm happy to take questions.
Gentlemen, either one?
I think Representative Lewis did a good job presenting the bill.
He did a great job.
We were happy to answer any questions you may have for us, though.
Any questions? Representative Hodgson, go ahead, please, sir.
I think you answered this, but just want to verify, did you take this to the PPOB, and does it in fact have a zero net impact on the taxpayer?
We did take this before the PPOB. I think Chairman Hale, if he wants to have any comments on that, he's on that committee.
Well, yes, this did come before PPOB last Friday, I think it was. We heard this. There was no opposition at all to this, and Representative Lewis presented it. There appeared to be nothing that any questions need to be answered on that.
Yes, I think from the retirement perspective, the cost is both sides have to be paid. The employer cost and employee cost have to be paid. This could be used as an incentive, a hiring incentive for an agency to be able to, if they choose so, to pay this on behalf of the officer or firefighter that they're hiring. If they don't want to do that, it gives the option for the officer or firefighter to purchase it on their own, but they have to pay the employee and the employer contributions. And they're doing it fairly within 6 months, so it's much less of a cost as if you were to wait 6 years to do it.
Thank you.
So that probationary period is 6 months, correct?
It depends. I think it depends on the agency. So this covers 1 up to 12 months.
Okay. Any other questions? Seeing no questions, Madam Secretary, I am sorry. I apologize. Do we have a motion on the bill? I thought we already had that. Representative Johnson with a motion. Who else wants to second? Somebody besides Representative Whitten. Representative Thompson. I was just joking, Representative. Representative Thompson. We do now have a motion and a second on the bill. She's getting all of her motions and seconds in today. Madam Secretary, we do have a motion and a second. Please call the roll at this time.
Representative Decker,
Yes.
Representative Donworth,
Yes.
Representative Gentry,
Yes.
Representative Griffey, Representative Hancock,
Yes.
Representative Hodgson, Representative Huff,
Yes.
Representative Imes,
Yes.
Representative Johnson,
Yes.
Representative Lehman, Representative Lewis,
Yes.
Representative Maddox,
Yes.
Representative Proctor,
Yes.
Representative Raymer,
Yes.
Representative Tate,
Yes.
Representative Thompson,
Yes.
Representative Tipton,
Yes.
Representative Williams, Representative Whitten,
Yes.
Chair Hale.
Yes. House Bill 516 passes with favorable expression with 18 yea votes, 0 votes against. Should pass this, or should do the same on the House floor. Thank you, Representative Lewis, and your guests with you today. Good job.
Thank you,
Good
Mr.
bill.
Chairman. Thank you.
Before we go to the last item on the agenda, Representative Maddox, would you like to, I know your attendance has been recorded, would you like to cast a vote on the previous two bills?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, I would like to cast a yes vote on both bills. Thank you.
Madam Secretary, Representative Maddox has cast a yes vote on the two previous bills. House Bill 220 and House Bill 467. Thank you, Representative Maddox. The last item on our agenda today is House Bill 589, sponsored by Representative Dietz. House Bill 589 is an act relating to retired emergency personnel. Representative Dietz, welcome to our committee today. Please introduce yourself for the record and both of your guests, if you don't mind, and then we will proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Chair and members of the committee. I'm Stephanie Dietz. I represent the 65th District.
And I'm Gracie Kelly with the Kentucky League of Cities.
I'm Brian Diener. I'm the City Administrator with the City of Edgewood in Kenton County.
Thank you both this afternoon for being with us. There is a proposed committee substitute to House Bill 589. Is there a motion on the proposed committee substitute? There is a motion by Representative Imes and a second by Representative Huff. Is there any discussion on the committee substitute? Seeing none, all in favor of the adoption of the committee substitute, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed, same sign. The motion passes, and we now are moving forward with House Bill 589 as amended by the committee substitute. Representative Dietz, you may proceed at this time.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'll talk a little bit about the committee substitute as well with the bill. The substitute reflects ongoing conversations with PPOB members and the firefighter community to ensure the program is structured responsibly and sustainably. The committee substitute makes three primary changes. First, it requires participating employers to pay the minimum employer retirement contribution, helping maintain the fiscal integrity of the retirement system. Second, it clarifies that any firefighter who has been separated from employment for 1 year prior to reemployment must successfully retake the Candidate Physical Ability Test, or CPAT, ensuring continued physical readiness and public safety standards. Third, it expands eligibility to include Chapter 75 fire districts, allowing them, like cities, to rehire retired firefighters under the structured framework established in the bill. With those changes, I'll walk through the remaining part of House Bill 589. This stems from conversations with city officials, like mine seated to my right, across the Commonwealth who are struggling to maintain adequate firefighter staffing levels. Recruitment and training take time, And when seasoned firefighters retire, cities can lose decades of experience and institutional knowledge. Current law allows cities to rehire retired police officers under structured conditions. However, that same flexibility does not exist for firefighters. House Bill 589 simply provides that parity. The bill creates clear statutory authority for cities to rehire retired firefighters who meet strict eligibility requirements, including at least 20 years of service, compliance with required separation periods, no pending administrative charges, and no prearranged return to work agreements prior to retirement. Employment would be limited to one-year contracts, renewable at the employer's discretion, and compensation must align with the standard pay scale. The bill also limits the number of retirees a department may hire based on department size, ensuring this tool supplements, not replaces, the existing workforce. Importantly, the intent is to provide limited staffing flexibility. The addition of minimum employer contribution requirement further supports fiscal responsibility as the new program is implemented. At its core, House Bill 589 provides a reasonable, structured option for local fire departments to retain experienced firefighters when needed, while maintaining safeguards for both the workforce and the retirement system.
Motion on the bill.
We do have a motion on the bill, and we do have a second on the bill. Representative Dietz, would you like to continue, or?
I was just finished.
Okay, you were just finished. Again, we do have a motion and a second on House Bill 589 as amended by the committee substitute. Is there any discussion or questions?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Representative Tate, go ahead.
I would just
please.
like to invite the guests to speak if they have anything that they would like to add, since they came all the way from northern Kentucky. Thank you.
Yes, very. Thank you.
Well, first of all, thank you, Mr. Chairman and committee. Would like to thank Representative Dietz for being such a supporter of cities and fire departments and making sure the service in Edgewood is at the highest level. We have struggled over at least the last 7-8 years with the labor pool that is so small for fire departments and getting people to join fire departments that we're very young right now. We have 19-year-olds that are firefighters, and we're missing out on some of those mid-levels like lieutenants, captains, training officers. This bill would allow us to bring those people back into the fire service, especially for small communities, and train and teach those younger firefighters how to handle a fire scene. And we think that's very important. If this bill would have been in place 8-9 years ago, it would have maybe put enough people in the labor pool that we wouldn't be struggling. And if I had a better word than critical, then we are critical right now in the labor pool. And our hope is to protect those lives of young firefighters and train them appropriately, and also protect people who are in accidents and fires. So we appreciate it very much for your consideration.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you.
Ma'am, would you like to add anything?
You all see me all the time, but I will echo thank you, Representative Dietz, for carrying this critical piece of legislation and working with us, and to all the stakeholders and PPOB members that we negotiated with. I think we have a really good final product.
All right. Thank you both very much for your comments, and thank you for coming to be with us today. We do have a motion and a second on House Bill 589 as was amended by the committee substitute. Any other questions? Seeing no further questions, Madam Secretary, would you please call the roll at this time?
Representative Decker,
Yes.
Representative Donworth,
Yes.
Representative Gentry,
Yes.
Representative Griffey, Representative Hancock,
Yes.
Representative Hodgson, Representative Huff,
Yes.
Representative Imes,
Yes.
Representative Johnson,
Yes.
Representative Lehman, Representative Lewis,
Yes.
Representative Maddox,
Yes.
Representative Proctor,
Yes.
Representative Raymer,
Yes.
Representative Tate,
Yes.
Representative Thompson,
Yes.
Representative Tipton, Representative Williams,
Yes.
Representative Whitten,
Yes.
Chair Hale.
Yes. House Bill 589, as amended by the committee substitute, passes with favorable expression with 18 yea votes and 0 no votes. should do the same on the House floor. Thank you, Representative Dietz, and your guests being with us today. Very good piece of legislation.
Thank you, Mr.
very
Chair and
much.
members of the committee.
I want to thank the members today for being with us. Appreciate that, and all of our guests that came today. Seeing no further business, at this time we are now adjourned.